guys, we are inside Manhattan Beach Studios here in Los Angeles, California. The sun's shining outside and we're shining inside, bringing you some fun facts and maybe inside scoops into Paris 2024. I'm Vic, this is Meg. Meg, we're gonna dive in here. We're talking about the teams first and foremost. So as you can see on the board behind us, we'll go through the top 18, but right now, Meg, walk us through the top 5 rankings, or top 10 for the Paris 2024 men's side.
Sounds good. So lots of teams have qualified. It has been a hot summer on the beach volleyball court on the World Tour. Starting us off, Team Sweden, one of our favorites. I think
jump setting on 2 options. We know they keep it funky, they keep it weird. They've really elevated the game since they started, and they haven't been around that much. I mean, we know that they're the youngins. They're bringing a lot of heat into Paris. People will say that the Swedes, they'll be favored to win, but who knows with Anders Mol. He broke his foot, unfortunately, but has kept us all engaged via social media of what's happening there. Will they be able to defend a gold medal?
Yeah. And here's the crazy thing. The Swedish guys, for better or worse, they have totally revolutionized the game of beach volleyball, specifically on the men's side, with their spread offense, their on-two. It's absolutely incredible. So that Olympic fever is already playing out on the beaches right here in Southern California as we heat up in the summer. Then we move on to Norway. Mol and Sorum, you know, traditional favorites there. Germany, Ehlers and Wickler. Brazil, George and Andre. Then this is our World Championship automatic bid from the Czech Republic. They won in Mexico last year. Thank you, Vanna. I love it. And good old Team USA, Miles Partain and Andy Benesch. From the Netherlands, Borman and De Groot. Brazil, Ivandro and Arthur. And Italy, Codafava and Nikolai. Nikolai making a 4th appearance in the Olympics. Pretty impressive with a young gun there, Samuele Codafava. And then out of Poland, it's Brill and Losiak.
Yeah, so a couple notes to take away from that last slide was the 1 to the 2 spot. So Norway, they were in the lead, but unfortunately, the break on the foot for Anders, they then dropped to number 2. So it'll be interesting to see how the seeding plays out, and we'll tap into that at a later time. But right now, 11 through 18, we can see that there's 2 spots at the number 14 spot, but one that stands out to me, number 13, Evans and Budinger for Team USA.
Yeah, this has been a late push, the underdog story, absolutely amazing. Congratulations to Miles Evans and Chase Budinger. Chase, coming from the NBA, played 7 seasons in the NBA. We talked about that. So incredible that those athletic skills transferred right to the beach, and they made that last push in Ostrava. And Ostrava, it happened in pool play. They solidified their bid to the Olympics, knocking out, tied for 14th, Trevor Crabb and Theo Brunner from the United States. Because again, you can only have 2 teams per country, and each gender represented at the Olympics.
Yeah, for me, this is definitely one of my favorites. I've said it before, I'll say it again, but for Chase and Miles to grind through, because people didn't think that they could do it, and they defied all odds.
Yeah.
In a sense, because they were favoring, you know, Trevor and Brunner, and it's just, for me, they were the underdogs. They went through the trenches, they went to the Norsecas, they went to the tournaments that people don't really care to talk about. It wasn't an Elite 16, but they did it. They grinded, and now they can call themselves Olympians.
Yeah, and there's some grit on social media, and if you guys haven't seen it, check it out between the 2 pairs about their winning record.
It was interesting, some dialogue between Trevor Crabb and Miles Evans.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Look it up, but there was some heated comments floating around there going back and forth. Yeah. I don't think it's our job to display it for you, but if you deep dive, they were going at it on social media. So we love volley drama.
So getting back to this same list here, this is the first team that doesn't get to go to the Olympics, and they are in the top ranking list. And that's a stinger. I mean, there's a lot of teams out there right now dealing with the heartbreak of not qualifying. They're right there. Look at the points. Super close to their teammates from the Netherlands. And Brouwer Musen, they were your bronze medalists in 2016 in Rio, and they're not going to the next Olympics.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, we can see the points here it's a nail biter. And we talk about on the court, every point counts, every match counts. And it does. Like, we're seeing it here right now. And it truly is a nail biter. And it's just a testament to the growth of this game and how competitive it is around the world. And we're going to be able to see it on the world stage here shortly.
So again, 24 teams qualify to the Olympics. Right here we have our top 18 listed. 19th spot goes to the host country. So 1 spot to the host country, 1 spot to the world championship team that won. That was the Czech men in Tlaxcala last year. 17 automatic bids, and then there are 5 Continental Confederation bids. Europe has closed down theirs. They finished theirs, and France won their 2nd pair. So that's amazing for their host country. They get 2 bids going in alongside USA and Brazil having 2 teams competing. What's interesting, though, is on the women's side, and we'll get to that, there's some controversy on who won that 2nd one for the European Championships. The other confederations right now are closing off, and they finish on June 23rd. So we'll know those other 4 spots on the men's side. Hopefully on Monday, they send out their invitations. The teams need to accept those before they're awarded competition. So we'll see who those other 4 are.
Yeah.
Canada. Sam and Dan. They could be winning it for Norseca.
You never know. They were on our show earlier. If you haven't seen that episode, go ahead, scroll down and click on that episode with Sam and Dan for Team Canada. They're in the race.
Yeah.
They're rolling with it.
Yep.
And if we can throw the graphic up one more time, I need one more shout out on here because I played at UC Irvine and a fellow anteater is representing Australia, coming in at number 16, Thomas Hodges. Nice job, dude. Really stoked for you and your partner, Schubert. It's going to be awesome to see an fellow anteater from UCI competing.
Yeah.
He played with my brother as well at UC Irvine. So
yeah, and
great job, Thomas.
Closing out the men's side, who kind of are your Vic picks for the Olympics, at least for the semifinal matches?
Yeah, Vic's picks. Let's see. For semis, I'm going to go top 4. I'm going to go Andy Benish and Miles Partain. I'll go Sweden. I'll go Norway.
That's your 4 semifinals.
And one more.
Well, then you wouldn't have 5.
Andy and Miles.
Yeah.
Sweden.
Yeah.
Norway.
Oh, one more. You're right.
And Miles and Chase.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. My picks are both Team USAs because Chase and Miles are the underdog. I think they're just peaking and climbing.
Yeah.
And then I think Sweden. And I'm going to go with Czech Republic.
That's a good one.
They won last year.
Mix.
I like the mix-up. But you know what? This year on the men's side, I think anybody can win at any. I think it's going to be a dogfight. And that's a testament to the growth of sport. Like, it really has grown to a place where it's anybody's race. Back in the day, it used to be, okay, USA leading the way, Brazil leading the way. And now it's going to be to the end.
Nail biter. On to the women's side now. We'll break down.
Yeah, let's see who qualified.
Yeah. So here we go. The top 1 through 10. We can see both USA teams in the top 3. We've touched on it before. We'll dive into it here. But of course, Duda, Anna Patricia at number 1. They've just really excelled. We can see in their points, they're well ahead of seat number 2, which is Kloth and Nuss, followed by Hughes and Chang. Melissa and Brandy also were on grit earlier this season. So again, scroll down if you want an inside scoop on Team Canada. Melissa and Brandy gave us a lot of fun details. And number 2, also on grit. If you didn't see that episode, you guys, it's your lucky day. You can just keep scrolling down and click on that episode because Kloth and Nuss also paid us a little stop here in Los Angeles and got nitty and gritty with us here in studio. But Meg, walk us through here a little bit.
Well, this team right here, Duda and Anna Patricia, are really interesting for me. So I've been part of the junior circuit with USA Volleyball for a long time. And this partnership goes back to they were tiny little youth on the world tour, winning the U19, U21 World Championships. So they have a lot of experience winning together. They're their chemistry as friends and a unit with their coaching staff, it's exceptional. And you heard here on the stage, nearly every women's team does not want to play them. That's their rivalry, that's their matchup. Maybe some of them haven't beaten them yet. So I expect them to perform really, really well together. Obviously, Team USA on both of those, they're just crushing it. Hughes and Chang back together. You know, they had that beautiful Cinderella story at USC where they just dominated, won. They split up, gained some experience. They're back together. And it's beautiful. They just won their last event, so they're peaking right at the exact time that they need it. Mel and Brandy, these top four are actually my picks. I think these are going to be the teams fighting for a medal. But my underdogs, Stam and Shun, for sure. Tina Gradina played at USC as well. Amazing. She went to the Olympics, came fourth last year, last Olympics in Tokyo. So I expect her using and recycling that experience to get back to that podium level matchup as well.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, it's easy to say, these are the top four because, they are, and they currently are that ranking. Mm-hmm. So we would expect to see these top four in the semifinals, but we live for an upset, and who knows, anything is possible on the biggest stage in the entire world. So what are your picks for upsets? You guys let us know in the comments, but I guess my upset, Meg,
I have one on the next list.
Do you?
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Let's see the next slide. On the next slide, we continue to break down. We have Germany, Brazil, Australia
again. And just to take note, like the teams that don't have the Olympic rings next to them, I mean, this is a hard time of year for them. They didn't make the cut yet. They're performing on the Pro Beach Tour. Another one, Agatha and Rebecca, Brazil had switched up partnerships a lot over the last, 3 years of the Olympic qualification. But Esme and Zoe, that's my other underdog team. I love how they are playing right now. This is the younger of the Verge de Prey sisters out of Switzerland, and I find them fascinating to watch. They're really coming together. Alvarez and Moreno competing for Spain here. They're playing at TCU. Right here in the United States, they're a hybrid product from the Spanish Federation and training with Hector, who's from Spain. Yep. At TCU here in Texas in the United States. And that's an incredible testament to the NCAA program as well. It's crazy. And then you have Ludwig coming back, an Olympian herself. So closing out that top 15. And at the end, we have Placette Rickard. And one more slide, I believe, for Team.
My upset, Switzerland.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Esme and Zoe.
That's my upset. But on the next slide, we dive even deeper so we can see the final seed here for Spain. But not making the cut, Pavin, we saw her at the last Olympics with Melissa Jimena Paredes. Meg, walk us through what happened there.
Yeah, I mean, they split up and Brandy lucked out. She got the Olympic bid with Mel. Mel's a veteran. And, you look at the points here, missing it by not very much. This is 680 and 6,660. So there's not much in it. And that's a heartbreaking. But, if you look at Sarah's social media, it's great to follow along because there's more than just, the Olympic journey and working through it and all the effort and the support. Bansley and Bukovic right now are down in the Norseca playoff trying to earn a spot. So these teams, I mean, Europe is already locked in, but Thailand, they can still make it. Canada, I mean, there's a lot of battles still happening. There's 5 spots remaining. Paraguay for the women secured the South American one. They're the only South American team besides Brazil that's in the Olympics. So congratulations to them as well. But I mean, the battle is still on, and it's not just about, I mean, they're still top 20 in the world. It's incredible that they don't have that opportunity, to wear those rings.
Right. It is heartbreaking, but unfortunately, it is a part of the story and a part of the grittiness of playing beach volleyball is that the depth of talent around the world, not just in one country with one pro league, but across the board on every continent pretty much, has depth in their roster of their national teams, and we're seeing it here. We're seeing top teams ranked in the world and not qualifying for the Olympics. So it's just telling you
The game's getting better.
The game's getting better.
This is going to be, so beach volleyball kicked off in the Atlanta Olympics in '96. Obviously, Team USA and Brazil have done really well. I think they have 24 of the 42 podiums since beach volleyball was in the Olympics, which is insane to think about. And I think there's only 4, maybe 5 other countries that have taken a medal in beach volleyball. And I feel like this year is the first Olympics that really is anybody's opportunity to make an honest go at that podium. And I think it's going to be very interesting in Paris. It's a great climate to play in. Temperature-wise, yes, we're having the summer and heat waves, but I think it's a little bit cooler for them there in Europe.
Yeah, speaking of Paris, Meg, you're heading over
I
to
know.
Paris,
So
and it's going to be so much fun. You will be just steps away from this beautiful Eiffel Tower.
I think I'm going to climb it.
Okay, there you go.
I'm going to do all the steps.
And she'll post a reel on Instagram so you can see it.
Every single step.
Yeah.
No, but no joke. Let's talk about the Eiffel Tower because it's the setting right on the Champ de Mars where the beach volleyball stadium is being built. A beautiful layout, but the price of the Eiffel Tower tour tickets have gone up. So they're changing them. I think it was maybe last week they changed them and they said since COVID, this is their answer, that they just haven't had as many tourists visiting the Eiffel Tower and they need to recoup some of the costs to keep it open. Kind of coincides nicely with Olympic.
Nice little coincidence that you're hosting the world and you're upping the price of going up the Eiffel Tower. Which, you know, we were talking about it. The Olympics, it's for everyone, and it doesn't matter your socioeconomic status. You should be able to go with your family, especially if you live on the continent of Europe. We know that the trains are so accessible. It's kind of become an elitist spectator sport, where before it was a sporting event for the people.
Yeah.
So that's...
And it is, you know, it's frustrating too, because if you're looking, like I'm in the middle of all the planning for Paris, which is great. And I'll give you some tips that I've figured out. Some things are terribly expensive. Some things are really affordable. I feel maybe right now, people are starting to go, maybe I should book a trip. Let's look into it. But I don't think it was as sold out as people had anticipated initially. I think prices are really high for tickets.
Tickets to fly or to see sporting events?
Not to fly. Actually, from LA, I think they were really reasonable, about $300 one way. So I booked 2 one-way tickets because I'm going to Vienna first. But there's a lot of opportunity. I just used Google Flights, searched it. You can use Skyscanner or whatever. As long as you're willing to fly with, you know, if you have a partner affiliation, then you will probably be paying more. But there's a lot of flights still available. I booked my Airbnb and some tricks. So I was doing all the research. If you book a month or if you book a full week, you can get a discount within Airbnb on some properties. And so do your homework. I mean, there's different districts, arrondissements around Paris. The 7th is kind of where the Eiffel Tower is. That's where I booked. It's kind of convenient to a lot of places. But if you're booking that month, like I got €1,000 off. €1,000 off the place I'm staying because I'm staying for 30 days. I helped a friend find another place. I said, why don't we look at it for a week instead of the 5 days? She booked a week and she got a certain percentage, I think around 20% off as well. So there's some creative ways of working around the city. They have it set up to be really special. But I think the ticket prices are a little bit pricey, to be honest. And for the sport of beach volleyball, there's every single day beach volleyball matches. So if you really wanted to go all of them, you really couldn't do it. Some events are only 2, 3, 4 days. It's a little bit different. So get your tickets for the Eiffel Tower online. I've noticed that they're only opening them up for about 3 weeks at a time. You can still get them on site on the day, but obviously it's going to be tourist season times however many.
Right.
And at the foothills, 14,000 people sitting watching beach volleyball with 3 waves. A men and women's match 3 times per day for the entire Olympics. So that's amazing for the sport of beach volleyball that it's so available, but definitely do your homework on that. The other really cool thing is the opening ceremony.
Yeah, gonna be right there, riverfront.
Yeah.
It's the first time in Olympic history that the opening ceremonies will be taking place on river.
Yeah.
on a body of water. And each country will have their own boat floating down that beautiful river that you will be at.
Yep.
And have
The
a
Seine.
great, yes, the Seine River. And how exciting is that? I mean, it's new and it's lively and it's thriving and it'll just be fun. There's some new twists that we'll probably see this Paris Olympics.
It's super cool because going back to ticket pricing, right? The opening ceremony is free to everybody. And that was a very mindful design by the Olympic Committee there and the organizers. And I love that. Yes, there are ticketed sections on the bridge and the grandstands around the main center point. Yes, they're for sale. Yes, they're pricey. But it's free to everybody. And those teams are going up and down the Seine River. And it's a very special event. I hope that it doesn't rain that day. I've done my research on the weather. So
Knock on wood. Jeez.
Yes. It's meant to rain only about 6 days every August. And you're kind of looking upwards to 80 degrees, low around 65 degrees range. So hopefully that day they get the beautiful weather and everything sparkles.
We're sending good vibes.
We're sending
really good vibes to the Seine River and to everybody watching over there in Paris and around the world.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to be there. Let us know really what you want to see, hear from the insider's perspective. Interestingly enough, the Athlete Village, so there's two kind of things with Team USA. They have the Team USA house. Anybody can go to. Obviously, there's private and exclusive rooms for athletes and families and stuff like that. But it's huge, and it's right in the second arrondissement. The other thing is the Athlete Village. So let's talk about the Athlete Village. So France and Europe being very green friendly and, supporting, actively supporting climate change and reducing those measures, they built an entire village that is supposed to be sustainable and will be a beautiful village residential area. It's a little bit more up north in the city of Paris, but they did not put air conditioners in. And most places, in fairness, most residential accommodations do not have air conditioning. And they built in more solar panel and energy lowering design and airflow to cool buildings.
Energy efficient, green
Everything.
thumb efficient. Yes.
So they're thinking this is going to be amazing. However, everybody is buying portable air conditioners for the rooms for their athletes. So it's completely backfiring on the energy drain. And who knows about the grid effect if everyone plugs in now in a complex that wasn't designed for massive drain for their athletes.
Yeah, who knows? I feel like, these are the top athletes around the world. They're going to want to feel comfortable in the environment that they're sleeping and competing to win a gold medal in. So I totally understand if buying your own portable air conditioner. I think A+ effort on Paris for trying to do the right thing.
Right.
But these athletes are going to have to go and buy those air conditioners. But in the long run, they're probably looking at it, as you were saying, being more residential, and they're not going to have it covered in Olympic athletes. So
let's talk about shorts.
I get it. Yeah. Let's talk about the merch.
Let's talk about shorts first.
Shorts.
Yeah, I had a friend send me something saying, oh, don't wear shorts in Paris. I was like, wait, what? It's going to be summer in Paris. Apparently, Americans stand out because we wear a lot of shorts, big white shoes, all of our cameras hanging. And so if you're mindful of your safety, be mindful of that. However, the shorts thing is in religious institutions, some restaurants, some dress up only places, you can't get in with shorts. And although these are kind of dressy, they're going to be a no-go in some of those places. So be mindful when you're packing.
So basically watch Emily in Paris and then wear everything Emily in Paris wears on her show. And then you'll be just fine.
And we'll do live Meg in Paris so we can update you.
Live Meg in Paris. And seriously, guys, DM us what you want to see and what you want Meg to do and check out when she's in Paris. We read all of the DMs and all the messages that you send our way. Seriously, DM us, let us know what you want her to check out, and we'll shout you out along the way. But Meg, let's talk about the merch.
Let's do it. So I'm so excited because I'm kind of a volley nerd. And I went on to the Olympic website. I'm like, let's check out their merch because, of course, I want to look cool and understated, but also it's like a commemorative thing. And because I'm going there, I'm like, I want to get it before it sells out, the stuff I want. So let me walk you through some of the things I got. Just in, literally arrived yesterday. This is my little, I hope, green-friendly tote bag with the Paris logo.
Yeah. Looking good.
So popping that on. I also like it because it's a long strap.
Yeah.
Because when you're carrying groceries or anything around Paris,
Yeah.
it's wonderful.
And just in case you forget where you're at, the bag will tell you where you're at.
Exactly. So
Because, you know,
it's a talking thing. So I'm
Yeah.
traveling a little bit on my own. I have some people coming, and if somebody sees it, at least they know I'm supposed to be there.
she looks official is what we're trying to say.
Yeah, looking official.
She's looking official with the tote
The
bag.
next thing that I
And
picked up.
for the croissants and baguettes.
Oh, exactly.
To be continued, Team Baguette or Team Croissant.
I love
it's
it.
trending, and we're
Croissant.
Croissant. Okay.
I'm practicing my French as well.
Yes.
So my second thing that I picked up is the little toiletry bag. And I wanted it because all I see basketball players doing is this, walking down to their game. But I really liked this one because when I travel, it also has a hook. And so it kind of hangs up when you're traveling and sharing spaces with other people. So when my guests come to visit, I can pop that up. We'll put that in the bag.
And we'll put that in the bag.
Drop.
Tote bag.
And I think the bag was like $11 and that tote was $18. And if you sign up, you get a 15 or 20% off discount as well, which was super cool.
Cool. You can spend that money on your baguettes.
Your tickets.
And croissants.
Yeah.
And tickets.
Yeah, and tickets. The next thing I got was this cool little cinch bag. What do they call it? A gym bag, I guess. But I got this one because I don't know all the baggage rules. And I definitely Googled it, and it's based on the facility. So I didn't know if I need clear bags or not, but I like it because you can fold it up if you really had to and put it in your pocket or your jacket pocket. It is a little bit waterproof, I think.
A little bit waterproof.
Or water resistant.
Not all the way waterproof, so
Not all
don't
the
jump
way.
in the zen with it.
Yeah.
But if you get splashed, maybe you'll be okay, but don't quote us on it.
Yeah, but I like this, and it's light, so like it's not too taxing when it's hot and you don't have to carry things. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Nice.
That's my other one.
Straps on for the tote bag.
There we go.
Drawstring bag into the tote bag. Efficiency is key.
The next thing I bought, because it's very, very tiny, is this awesome towel. It's a dry fit towel. You can see it here with the awesome Olympic rings. And I liked it. All the sports are on it. Vic, can you find beach volleyball?
Okay, I noticed that there's winter sports on here too. We can see snowboarding and skiing. So all of the sports are represented on this tote, which is really awesome. But volleyball is going to be, I know somebody at home found it, right there.
How about beach volleyball?
Beach volleyball in the corner. It's in the corner.
I love it. So this little dry fit, I mean, it's so tiny, it's so thin. So if you're going, in and around, even sitting on, you don't want to sit and sweat on bleachers or seats. It's kind of handy. And if it is unfortunately raining, this is really easy, rolls up in your bag, and you can use it as a cover and a dryer.
And still have morale high because you're at the Paris Olympics no matter what the weather is.
For sure. I sat in the London Olympics pouring in the semifinals for Team USA. And it
Commitment.
It was a commitment. Okay, this is the last thing. This awesome little hoodie. It has 2024.
Cool.
And it has the official logo right here. And this is actually out of the men's line. So they have so many cute little crop hoodies and little t-shirts. But I preferred to have,
What size is this?
this is a small.
A men's small, okay.
small.
On the inside, it's fuzzy wuzzy. Okay, so fun. And there's pockets, ladies.
That's
pockets.
why I wanted pockets.
Yes,
Yep,
so good. And it's official. The logo's nice.
there you go. So kind of understated, a little bit of civilian style.
Yeah.
Not too in your face and commemorative.
No.
So those are my latest picks that I'll be packing to Paris.
And you'll have it
That's a lot of
forever and
peas.
ever. And she'll have it forever and ever and ever.
Forever.
Cool. Well, I'm excited.
Me too.
I'm so excited. It's going to be so much fun. Meg's going to be on the ground. I'm going to try, but we're going to be active. DM us, people. We need to know, again, what you want us to see, what you want Meg to go and check
Oh my God.
out. Even if
you
it's
just
like a
opened
little,
up the can of worms on request.
I did, yes, and escargot because we are in Paris.
I have to say, I do like escargot.
There you go. We'll let her know where she needs to go in Paris. Or if you see like a trendy coffee shop and you actually want us to know, like.
If you want to meet me for coffee and a
There you go.
croissant or a baguette, let me know.
Yeah. Okay. Yay. Well, from us here at Manhattan Beach Studios in Los Angeles, California, where it is now bright and sunny, make sure to like and subscribe. Get your tote bags for the Paris Olympics, no matter who you're cheering on. And we'll catch you next time.